So, Guy, I'm going to ask you a little bit about the songs that you played and what
Sorry,
they
I just got a text from Scottish Power there.
Oh, was it an important?
Meter readings, mate.
Oh, okay, very important. Yeah. So tell me about take me through each song, what it's kind of about, or
what I just played then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and like the writing process as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Everything, Guy. All things.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm a very. I'm very into spirituality, and I think spirituality is kind of the wrong term for really what it is.
Yeah,
it's a very. I'm kind of into ways to live your life without the least amount of suffering, right?
Okay.
Like, give yourself an easy time through life.
Yeah.
And a lot of spiritual teachings are very practical. They're kind of the opposite to what people kind of deem them to be, you know, like it's like learning practically about how to use your mind, how your mind affects your body and stuff like that. So I'm into and kind of reading about very like more esoteric concepts that are not particularly widely accepted, I guess, by at least the Western world, but in more Eastern places they are, right?
Yeah. Elaborate a little bit. What sort of things?
Well, even just mindfulness, right? You know about mindfulness.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like, it's just kind of, mindfulness is like dead practical, just a generally basic way of of learning about how your mind works, how the human brain works.
Yeah.
The ways in which we all think, the ways in which we all behave naturally, and then how to become aware of that and then kind of choose different ways to be, and also knowing that you also have more control than you think you have over everything, right? And it's kind of like mental hygiene, right? You know, like if you don't have a shower for 6 weeks, you're gonna get some nasty shit going off, right? So if you don't kind of clean up mentally, you know, if you don't keep that, if you don't have that awareness, then you can become in a very bad place, right? So stuff that's considered like woo-woo and all this, you know, is, in my experience, when I've read into it and lived it, it's not. It's just like a guidebook.
Yeah, man.
It's a guidebook for how your mind works. It's like your brain is like a supercomputer, right?
Yeah.
And so you need to know how your computer works to use it effectively and to have it serve you in the best way. And it's the same with your brain. It's the same with your body. So I can't believe that I just said all that in the introduction to what the song's about. Those songs are not about those things.
Yeah.
But they are about things I've learned, and maybe things that I'm learning to learn in my endeavors to learn about things about the mind, about the soul, about, you know, just information that's out there that allows you, you know, like there's very old information by people who are generally amazing people, like, you know, like the Dalai Lama and stuff. That guy looks chilled, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's not going to be. He's not going to be getting anxiety or being stressed after work on a day. He's going to be chilled, and it's like, so what does that guy know that I don't know? And that's the kind of that's kind of the motivation. It's just, well, let me learn some of that, and that's what I love to do. I love to read about things like that and learn things about that. So the first song, Sparrows, is has a few things. I like to just put a few lines in of things that mean things to me that might be helpful for other people on a subconscious level or even a conscious level. Stuff like, I'm trying to think about the line now of the songs. They say no, there's a line in, they say no good word goes uncounted. So there's a genuine belief in many Eastern philosophies that there is a general intelligence and a mass consciousness of the whole human race, and everything has an energy to it. Even thought and word has energy to it. And there is an intelligent, infinite consciousness, which you would call God, I guess.
Yeah.
That kind of recognizes all of this. So anytime, any act of kindness that you do in your life, any word you say, any thank you you say, any help that you make, even if I just push that teapot closer to you, mate, if you want to make a brew, is kind of recognized and noted and stored in the mass consciousness. And I just thought that was a beautiful concept. So I wrote the line, no good word goes uncounted. There's no, and that, everything we do is kind of, sometimes a lot of people that are trying to do good things may come to that point. Well, why am I doing this? What's the point? You can look at the world in as a dark place and think, well, why am I bothering? If everyone's, if people are killing each other, going, well, why am I trying to do this? But if you look at it from a point of view, well, it's all kind of noted and appreciated, and it will come then back to you in a good way, like as like karma.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I mean, like if you do a good turn for someone, it's going to come back to you.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're going to keep being horrible to people or being angry at people, you're going to get that, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to be nice to people, you're going to get that. And
Yeah, definitely.
so, Sparrows was kind of written at a time when I was reading a lot of things like that. And
Right.
what other song? Oh yeah, Out of Practice. Out of Practice is the next song, which is about the opposite of that, is being in a place where you don't feel connected to that. You don't feel connected to the greater good, if we will. When you feel, it was written at a time when I was kind of, just being very hedonistic. And
Right.
for me, hedonism is great and it's fun, but if you do it for an extended period of time, it kind of cuts you off from a lot of important, essential emotions, essential connections with, if you believe in that greater conscious, with that, you kind of cut yourself off. You become cold.
Yeah.
And you become kind of insular and very kind of, fuck you, I'm me and fuck everyone else. And I don't think that's ever a good place to be in. So the song says, I'm out of practice in love. And I'm talking about love in a sense of being connected, to something that's greater than me, to something that's better than me. You know what I mean? And then because I'm caning it all the time, I'm not, So that's that. And then the last song, Reconcile This, which is brand new, that and I think I fluffed up some lyrics in it tonight.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that, guy, because they never would have known.
No, but know this, know that I fluffed that up. Because I will be putting it out properly. So
okay, so it's a disclaimer.
if anyone is bothered enough to compare the two, that's kind of, I guess, the amalgamation of both is finding a balance, reconciliation between, because there's a line in that that says, there's a part of me that wants to heal, and then there's another part that doesn't even want to feel, doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Part of me that wants to explore this spiritual world in terms of, finding a way to live better. And then there's part of me that just wants to just go into oblivion and get completely smashed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And it's finding a balance in between it. And I think balance is very important.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you should just, like Dalai Lama, he probably doesn't snort MDMA on the Saturday night.
Oh, you don't know, man.
He might do,
Maybe.
though.
He might do.
He might do.
Maybe that's why.
But whatever he's doing, he's finding a balance, and I think you have to find a balance to find peace.
Yeah,
definitely.
You know what I mean?
I think everyone's like, I kind of, for ages thought like, oh, I found this amazing solution, like mindfulness, and like try to like not preach it to other people, but like this has really helped me. And you do realize that one piece doesn't fit every person. Every person's different. Every person's balance is different as well. Which I'm learning as well. It's just like it's a process, isn't it? It's like of trying different things. I've always thought like, you've helped me so much. Like, I remember there's so many times where I was feeling like shit or didn't know what to do, and I'd chat to you, and you'd fucking sort me right out, man. Seriously, and you kind of were the catalyst that started my journey of like figuring out who I was and stuff. Like, you sorted me out, man. You did sort me out.
No.
Can we hug? Can we hug?
Yeah, come on, then.
Thank you. Oh, mate, I didn't know that. That's amazing. Amazing.
That's nice.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch up on new episodes every week. Also, check us out on our Facebook and Instagram at RecRooms, where you can find out about our other exciting music series. We also have this and all our other episodes of the podcast up on our RecRooms YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure. See you next time.